Yo, y'all already know what it is. It's me, Tri-Town Tory, coming to you live from the Northwest, and I got super producer Misdameanor. But before we get into that, I want to make a few announcements. We just had a brand new Cypher music video that just dropped. Murder Was the Case, number 5, The Fifth Degree. It just dropped on the Misdemeanor Beats YouTube, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't checked that out yet. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit more in depth as we go further on in the podcast episode. But also, I'd like to talk about the homie Loud the Artifact, and he's got this community event where we're going to be reading in the library to some kids. So that's going to happen March 7th. If you're in the Tri-Cities, be on the lookout. You can check out my social media. You can check out Loud social media and come be a part of that. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be reading a book to a group of kids. I'll have some more updates coming and some episodes coming down the road. Back to the reason why we're in the house today. We're in the studio with Misdemeanor Beats, man. How you doing today?
Yo, what's up, man? Man, appreciate you having me on.
I appreciate you, man. I'm telling you, it's been a while. I've been hearing your name for years, but it's amazing that I barely got to meet you not too long ago, and that we actually got to start working. And I do want to apologize, man, because when you started doing the ciphers, I was committed to wanting to be on some of the early ones, but for some reason I couldn't get my shit together in order to be on them. But then I realized one day, I was like, man, he's not gonna want you to even be on these when he's dropping these things later on if you don't hold your word to it. So my apologies, but we did make it happen. And man, let's start it off real early for people who don't know you. I want to do a brief introduction of who you are, where you come from, who you became. Okay, so I listened to one of the podcast episodes that you did before. You're from Sacramento, California initially, correct?
Yeah, I was born in Sacramento, moved out to Tri-Cities when I was about 13 years old, so I've been here for a little while.
Okay, when you hear Sacramento, what do you think of? What's one of the words that pops in your head when you hear the word Sacramento?
That's a tough one because
because
I mean, it's like my family. I still got a lot of family there. There's a lot of good artists from there. Some parts are really ghetto, and it's like when I go back, I'm like, shoot, I can't imagine myself living here anymore.
I feel you on that, man. Was there like a bit of a shock, like a culture shock when you moved from one area to the next?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was a lot of gangs when I was in like middle school, elementary school. It was hard to stay out of it too, So when I came over here, it was a little more chill, but there was still some stuff going on. Yeah,
and that explains a lot with your musical output too. I noticed that the themes and the aesthetics that you choose to create your art has a lot of that Cali feel to it. Your early updates it has a big impact on you still to this day, correct?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's that's just the music I grew up listening to, but honestly I listen to a lot of music, a lot of like even country, techno, like just certain sounds that I'm like, oh man, that sounds so sick,
Country and techno, huh? I never thought I'd hear that.
Yeah, no, honestly, growing up, I remember me and my older brother, we're around the same age, so we'd like steal lights from Spencer stores and stuff. And just have a little techno party in our room and stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. And that would come back around later on when you became a show promoter, because I do crazy, notice the lights are popping and your shows look really festive, man. So a lot of these things started off in our childhood. And it's funny that you say you and your brother, did he also make music too?
Actually, he did rap for a little bit, but that's how I started producing, because he started rapping a little bit. But I remember when I opened up the beat program, it was, I was probably like, it was probably around like 2000, like maybe 2002 or something.
2002?
Yeah, when I first opened it up, maybe 2000, and I was like, holy smokes. I was like, man, I have no idea what all these buttons are,
Yup,
And I closed it and didn't open it back up again until like 2017.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn. What was that, Fruity Loops? Was that Fruity Loops you were working with?
Yep.
Back in 2002?
Yeah, somewhere around there. I would kind of estimate around there.
So that would have probably been like what, Fruity Loops 2?
Like 4 or something.
4?
Yeah, man, I remember that very specifically. I opened it up and I had a little computer in our living room, and I was like, oh shoot, nah, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And then later on, my brother started rapping. No, it was probably sooner. It was probably a little earlier, maybe 2014. He started rapping, so I started being like the engineer. And then since I started kind of being the engineer, actually we started recording on a video program. Like,
is that right?
Yeah. Like I just used the audio side of it, but
sick.
But yeah, I started that, and then since I was kind of already recording. Then I started making beats.
That's real dope that you say that about the video program, because when we started, because I'm pretty archaic myself in the age. I graduated in 06. So when we were starting to make music, CD burners were barely becoming a thing and things of that nature. But we were recording on tapes initially because we had like access to karaoke machines and shit. And if you remember back then, it had the two slots for the cassettes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So we were able to like record demo tapes and shit. And then when I got a recording program, I was able to actually do the other part of it. We're recording on the computer. But the funny thing was that the bass wouldn't come out. So it was like ringtone albums and shit.
Yeah.
Okay. You're how old are you, man? I'm curious about that.
33.
33?
Yeah.
You do give off a presence that you're so much older than you are, like the wisdom. I feel like you're an old spirit, but it's just probably because you're just super disciplined and focused.
Yeah, maybe. I also grew up with everybody was older than me.
I see.
And that's kind of how I got the name Misdemeanor.
Oh, tell me a little bit about that.
Because, well, like I said, back in Sacramento, it's hard to stay out of gang, so I was kind of going down that path. And my older brother, he would always like look out for me, like strongly look out for me. And when like other friends would come around, and it would be like they would try to get me to do stuff with them, like, and my brother would kind of be on the, hey, no, let's do this instead, trying to kind of watch my back, because he was always in and out of juvenile hall. I only went once, but he was in and out, and like he was a lot deeper in the gang stuff than I was, and he was trying to kind of keep me away, and and that's kind of how I got misdemeanor, because they weren't trying to make me do like the serious crimes.
I was gonna ask, because it's not like your name was felony or anything, that it was misdemeanor, so I was like, why did he pick that specifically?
Right, because I mean felony sounds like a bigger, better,
hardcore.
But I'm just being real. That's how I grew up, is they try to keep me out of trouble.
Well, that's cool, because look, you're on the business side of things, and you're able to develop all those things because you weren't spending the time locked up, being in and out. So that's really cool to hear.
Thankfully I changed completely when I was like 17. I went to juvenile hall, and I was like, holy smokes. I was probably like 16. I went to juvenile hall, and thankfully, man, I never got caught. Like, we would ride around stolen cars, and one time I remember there was a apartment complex, and they must have been remodeling the apartment or something, but there was a bunch of like paint and just a bunch of supplies like carpet, paint and stuff, and we pulled up in a stolen van, and we were loading the van with all this. I don't even know why, like when you think about it now, you're like, what would you even do with that? But
it might have some value to it. Security value.
So, but yeah, thankfully I never really got caught for stuff like that. And then when I went to juvenile hall, I was like, shoot, that was not cool.
What'd you go to the juvenile hall for? What was the incident?
Just kind of a accumulation of different things. I was on probation and all that, and just in and out of trouble, and finally the judge was just like, you know what, this kid's not learning, send him to juvenile hall. And then what made it worse for me too was that some guy tried to fight me in there, and I didn't back down, so because of that they put me in the hole, in the lockdown.
They have a hole
over there. And that was even worse. Like, oh man, I was going crazy.
How long were you locked down a day? Do you remember?
23 hours. Like,
oh, so it was like the same.
Yeah, it was the same, and they let me out for 1 hour by myself in the gym or whatever.
What'd you do to make that time go by?
Nothing, man. You can't do nothing. Like, there's no clock, there's no radio, there's no TV, no books. So
what was going on? Like, because I'm curious about that. Like, what were you thinking about, like, in that process when you were on lockdown? Like,
I was thinking, like, man, this isn't humane. Like, like I was thinking, like, you go in jail and you're like, they're gonna put you to work, like,
something you're familiar
something with. You know what I mean? But like disciplinary, but no, it's all mental in there.
Damn.
It's a really mental. It just messes with your
almost
mind.
Like they try to break you in a sense.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm like you, man. I only have to be told one time. I'm like, okay, that ain't for me. I'm good. No, I feel that. But at the same time, it's really cool that you experienced that, because it really shows like the vastness of like what you've gone through. Because the things that you do, you put a lot of there's a lot of your identity in the things that you do, right? So I listen to your albums. I listen to the way that you produce beats too, even. Yeah. The production side of the things that you do are really interesting as well. Did you have like a producer influence when you were coming up? You're like, okay, I'm like I'm like Manny Fresh, or I'm like Timberland. You know, like, did you have somebody that you kind of looked up to and kind of like formatted your approach?
Honestly, it was kind of a combination of a lot of producers and even some upcoming producers that are like super big. But yeah, I like Fingers. I don't know if you know him, but his tags,
I've heard of Fingers.
yeah, it's like Fingers on the track. Like yeah, he's super talented on the keyboard and the talk box and stuff. Of course, Dr. Dre and all that. But
Of course.
but yeah, there's a lot of upcoming producers and stuff, and I don't know, I just always liked that kind of Cali vibe.
Yeah.
So I think that's, I don't know, it just kind of came.
Yeah, you can definitely hear it. You can hear it in your beats too. The Cali influence. And you say that you like Dr. Dre, or you looked up to Dr. Dre at a certain point. I know you've been asked this before, but did you ever like think about seriously being an artist too as well?
Like an artist? Nah, not really.
No.
Honestly, no. I probably did 2 or 3 songs just for fun, you know. But no, I have a hard time writing. Like I can't write at all. Yeah. So as far as an artist wise, nah.
The passion's just not there.
I don't think so. I like to stay behind the scenes too. You know, that's why I don't really post my face on social media too much.
Kind of adds to the mystique of what you got going on.
Yeah.
Unintentionally. But.
Yeah, but it's also kind of cool when they're like, oh wait, you're Misdameanor? Like, oh shit, like, oh come here man, what's up? You know.
That's a pretty cool thing too.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah.
It's funny too because I told the story before, but I was working at Rail-X. We were loading train carts. It was a forklift job at a warehouse. And one of the guys that I started working there with, one of the first people who talked to me, he's like, hey man, you make music? And I was like, yeah, I make music. And he's like, have you heard of this guy named Bowser Vic? I'm like, well, that was my old rap name, but yeah, I'm Bowser Vic. And then the look on his face, it's just amazing when they're just shocked that you're right in front of them and they're talking about you. So I know that feeling, and I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
When it comes to Misdemeanor beats, where do you see yourself? What's the next evolution of where you're taking things? I know that you're a very visual, like you capture visuals with the music videos and things of that nature. Do you have any aspirations of taking the media that you do and evolving it to like another plateau?
You know what? I think what I'd like to do is just eventually have a building with a studio and maybe some video production to have like different video scenes or green screens and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then a recording studio, and then have a platform with a bunch of fans, bunch of watchers, subscribers to really help more Washington artists. You know, that's what I really want. Like something like the Thizzler or
Very cool.
On the Radar, you know, stuff like that.
Lyrical
but for
Lemonade.
Washington, you know, yeah.
You want to be like an institute for artists. So to speak.
I think that'd be cool to have artists come to me and me help them out, you know.
Yeah.
Get their name out and stuff.
And then have a staff of people too that
exactly.
you can put on.
Yeah, because I already have a lot of artists that hit me up and come to me, but I can right now, like, I think my name's a little out there, but I can only do so much, you know.
Yeah. And a lot of it is just like chess. You know, you're making moves to make bigger moves later on.
Yeah.
Putting things together.
Right.
So the artists that you bring to town for when you do your show promoting, I have a feeling these are a lot of artists you're familiar with because you like to listen to the music too as well. But did you find like, okay, I found this niche and this is like, they're really easy to work with and they're pretty affordable for what I'm looking to spend on a budget. Like, what's the thought process that came along with you, like tapping in with, I don't even know what the genre would be, like the new wave Cali?
Yeah.
What's the thought process behind that?
Shoot, man. Honestly, some of these artists are super difficult.
Yeah.
And like, oh man, I don't want to drop a name, but there was one in particular that was so hard to work with, man. He's very, very unprofessional.
Yep.
Like, he walked off stage a couple times and just very unprofessional.
Just on some diva shit?
Yeah, exactly. I think the first year I did shows more consistently was maybe 2024, and I kind of learned from that, you know. And I was working with the Hideout at that time, and helping them out. You know, I guess they weren't doing some things right or whatever, and why they got shut down or whatever it is. You know, I don't really want to talk about it because it's not
right
my business. But that kind of taught me how to do things. You know, like I'm always trying to do business right, the right way. You know, make sure everybody's paid, make sure this, make sure that is lined. But no, the one I'm doing, I'm involved with 3 shows right now, but the more recent ones, it's Benny and Alondra. It's like a party.
Yeah.
I feel like that one is just like people
Is that an influencer one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're just gonna have a good time, meet those influencers. You know, they have a YouTube channel and they're kind of funny and
Is that the 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 2000s
Very
theme.
cool. Very cool idea.
Yeah, I think that one is just to have fun and have a good time. You know, they have a lot of fans, so
Yeah.
you know,
Did they come before?
No, they haven't come here. They've gone to Seattle and Portland, but not here.
Have you done influencer shows before, or do they have a walkthrough or anything like that?
Yeah, I helped out with Shoddy Bay, Karen and Eddie.
Ah, there we go. That's the one I was thinking of. And did you realize that doing those kind of influencer shows are not too difficult to pull off, or?
Yeah, you know what? The only thing with that one was that it was so packed. It was crazy packed.
Exceeded expectations, probably, right?
Yeah, the thing that sucked was that the nightclub, they had a line all night that was so long. So, like, I'm sure people didn't get drinks. I think there was even, the line was so long that people didn't even get to go in, honestly.
Damn.
Like, it was just not as well organized for that many people. Maybe, you know, so. But
wasn't, what's her name? Ortiz, the one from TikTok.
Oh, Wendy?
Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be there too?
Yeah, no, not that one.
Oh.
That was a different one. That one, so the Karen Eddie one, I just kind of helped out. I wasn't invested in it. The Wendy Ortiz, same thing. I wasn't invested in it, so I'm not sure what happened with that one.
I don't even know if she came. I remember they announced it, but I wasn't too sure.
No, I guess she had some other show that was selling more tickets or something, and she decided not to come. It wasn't the promoter's fault though. It was Wendy's.
I see.
She backed out on it.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of when who was it, Little Moco, I think. He was gonna come down here, and then he didn't end up coming down. He had some reason for it.
Yeah, I thought about bringing some comedians too, but we'll see. Yeah.
When it comes to like broadening your horizons and doing something new, like let's say a comedy event, do you kind of look at it like, okay, I know what's universal, like I know how the foundation of how these things are supposed to go, and then everything else I'm just gonna learn on the way? Is that pretty much how you look at it, or is it kind of like?
Kind of. You know what's so weird though is I feel like I have these ideas, and then sometimes like people do them, and I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
You know, and it turns out good. Like my buddy DJ Nino, he brought out a couple comedians, and I was thinking like, oh man, I need to do a comedy show. And then he announced he's doing one. I was like, oh, what, crazy. So I went and supported him, and it did good, you know. So I kind of I'm still kind of thinking about it, but we'll see.
Something like that, do you go to like a Joker's and try to do it there, or do you go to like who was it, El Nino, you said? Yeah, El Nino, and say, hey, you know, I want to do something like you did, but can I do it over here at your location, and then I'll cover the business end of it, or what have we? Or how do you look at it, like when it comes to that?
You know what, I think it's a good question, because I think the venue has a lot to do with how good the show does. So yeah, I think you have to look at it, each show, each artist, whoever is gonna perform. I think you have to look at it and say, you know what, they'll do better here or there.
Very, very cool. And I'm digging a little bit deeper on some of these questions because I have a real curiosity about the business side of some of these things. So so thanks for answering some of those questions. Let's go back real quick to the past. Your dad, I heard, is in the radio side of things over there in Reno. He's a manager for some radio network. Yeah,
he's a manager and a radio host.
So he's pretty big influence in your life.
You know what's crazy is he I didn't even like mean to do what he does, but he also is a promoter, and you know, he's a singer, and so I'm kind of following his footsteps, I guess.
It's kind of funny because like I noticed this too with my pops and me, is like you have like a toolkit that you're given, like with your natural abilities, your talents, your skills, your personality, like everything that is you, and how you apply it is your decision. But some of these things are predetermined. Like, you know, you're gonna end up on stage because, you know, you have a charismatic personality. Your father's kind of the same way. So it's really interesting that you say that too. What I was gonna ask you about the radio broadcasting side of things, have you ever had any intentions to possibly be a personality, like a radio personality, or be more along the lines that he's doing?
Actually, maybe, I don't know. I actually, because of my dad, somebody offered me a radio spot.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, in Pasco. But it was like internet and app only radio.
Ah, I see.
And I kind of thought about it, and I think that'd be cool, like to play local artists and other artists like nationwide too. But I think that'd be kind of cool too.
Would you be able to brand it as your own product, or would it be? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy was like, "Hey man, you can do whatever you want. You know, I know you." He's like, "You're smart and you're connected with a lot of artists," and he's like, "If you want, you can have that." You know, but I don't know. We'll see.
It probably doesn't fit on what you got going on right now, right?
Yeah. Because right now, honestly, I haven't really told too many people, but I'm in the works of opening up a studio here in Kennewick. So
very cool.
I'm kind of focused on that.
Like turning it into an official business, so to speak.
Yep.
And also too, you're kind of, me and you have talked about this, thinking about getting into short films.
Yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I just love the cinematic side of the videos, like, you know, the lighting, like you can make it look cinematic and make it look dramatic, and you know, I think it's so cool how you can
how music comes into it.
Yeah, the way you shoot it, the songs you choose, and maybe add some rain, you know, just different. You know, it's so cool. I think with a message too, I think that's pretty cool.
Powerful.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever tried doing like a score for something like a movie or anything, even if it's unofficial, like just like at home, you know, watching a movie and just try to make a beat to like what you're watching or anything like that? Have you ever tried doing anything like that?
No, that'd be cool. I never thought about
it's funny too, because I used to think about wanting to be like a sound score person for you know, when I was a young kid. I've been rapping for 20 years, right? When I was a young kid, I was like, hey man, I wonder what the people who make the music for porn, I wonder what they get paid. And I thought to myself, like, hey, I could be one of those kind of guys. But then after I left the immaturity of that, I thought to myself, like, okay, we could actually do movies and like actually make beats and stuff for movies. And so I was curious if you've ever really thought about going into that lane. That's a big time consuming thing too as well, right?
I've looked into it a little bit, well, because I know there's websites that you can submit your music to, like any type of beats, and they'll get placed in video games, Netflix, and movies.
Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't, man, but I think that'd be cool too, and you get a lot of royalties, you know. But
I always wondered, like, if it was super valid to do those kind of things, because it sounds like something that anybody, like even a scammer, could offer that to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, because you know what was one of the hustles that they used to be around back in the day is these motherfuckers would find open verses from like Juvenile, Busta Rhymes, like, and they'd be like, hey, I'm gonna hook you up with a verse, and people would be paying $50 to $100 for these open verses that they just pulled offline. You know what I mean? So I'm always on the lookout for those kind of things that are like those scamming kind of things.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why I never hit up any of those, like, hey, send us your track and we'll put it on ESPN, even though I know people are doing that shit. There's this homie out in I think he's in Tacoma. His name's Astral Trap. He's got some music on the NBA or Sports Center. They're playing his shit. But yeah, okay. So that's pretty cool. That's what I wanted to know about the radio broadcasting. Just because I went to Tri-Tech and I was in the radio broadcasting class in my senior year.
Oh, cool, yeah.
Yeah. Ed Daly. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. Rest in peace. He passed away a few years ago, but he was the one who taught me about like public speaking and being a charismatic, you know, person on the microphone. So he was really cool. I really liked him. I remember hearing that you started DJing a little bit to help your dad out around 14 years old. Did you have any funny stories from like the times where you were working with him? Like things, because you know, whenever you get people and alcohol in a place, sometimes people just do funny shit. Like, do you remember any crazy stuff happening at any of the shows? Because you were 14 years old. That must have been interesting.
Yeah, man. I was 14 years old, 15, DJing at nightclubs and stuff. Like 21 and over nightclubs. Yeah. But yeah, it was kind of cool to go in there and see that. But yeah, I remember I would be like, man, it'd be cool if I could just come here without having to worry, like, you know, just chill with my dad or something. And then I remember one time one guy came up and he's like, hey man, can I watch you, see how you DJ? And I didn't say a word. Like, I was just like, what the heck? And he was like, oh, I guess not. Okay, thanks. Just walked away. I didn't say a word.
You're just like, sure. Man, leave me alone.
Yeah.
No, that's pretty cool. Shout out to Prodigy, DJ Prodigy over here in the Tri-Cities. He's let me watch him do the DJing thing, and he's even had me like play a song and then the next one plays and shit while he went and did a smoke break or what have we. That's one of the things that I actually want to learn a little bit about too. I want to get into the DJing thing.
Oh, cool.
I'm someone like you who takes on like new things. I don't ever want to just stay in my little 3-dimensional lane that I created for myself. Film, acting, that's another thing that I want to really get into is acting. I want to write books. Have you ever thought about maybe perhaps like doing, writing a book about your life or a story that you've come up with or anything like that? Do you have any aspirations like that?
For a book, no, I haven't thought about that. I'd probably do more like
documentary.
Yeah, something like that. But no.
Do you like documentaries?
Yeah, that's my wife and I watch. Yeah.
What's one of your favorite music documentaries? You ever seen the Up in Smoke tour?
Yeah.
That was one of the biggest ones that came out with Dr. Dre and all them.
Yeah. That was a good one.
One of my favorites was the Rock the Mic tour. I believe it was the Rock the Mic tour. It was called Backstage. That was the one with Rough Riders, Rockefeller. I think Cash Money might have been on that too as well, but it was back in the late 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I love music documentaries because it's just like a guilty pleasure, man. I could watch them all day. You know what I mean? Even if it's a different genre, like I could watch some shit on the Beatles and just be like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Michael Jackson, some different shit. Documentaries, that's another thing that I'm really into. Documentaries, podcasting. Do you listen to any podcasts like recreationally? Just it doesn't have to be music.
Podcasts, honestly, I don't, man.
There's just so much time.
Honestly, all I listen to is for podcasts. It would just be yours, Prodigy's, and Tri-City Mixtapes. Honestly,
shout out to Misdameanor. Yeah, like that's the best answer that you can.
Like I heard the last one with the video game store.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Very cool. Yeah, see, I'd be wondering how tapped in you are with the podcast world. So that's really cool.
No, I try to show love, especially locally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll listen to your guys's.
No, I appreciate it.
But yeah, I think more consistency for sure.
And I know we're kind of jumping around on topics, but I feel like that's gonna work for this because of the way that they're coming to me. Have you ever met an artist that you used to listen to, but like you met them on a personal level and just been like, man, I shouldn't have met this person?
Yeah, the guy I was talking about was a drama queen.
Yeah,
like his music's so hard, but yeah, as a person, I don't really like him.
It just ruins it, doesn't it?
Yeah. I stopped listening to his music, and my brother, he's always sending me videos of his songs and stuff. I'm like,
But he already knows though, right? He's like,
yeah, he told me too. He's like, hey, yeah, as a person, I don't really like that guy, but his songs are so sick.
People tell me like it's hard to separate the music from the artist sometimes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like when it comes to like R. Kelly or Kanye or whoever, people might have like their beef because of their personal lives. But if you're able to separate the music, I mean, I don't think that you should be penalized for liking a fucking R. Kelly song or a Ye song or some shit, right?
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that. But on the flip side of the not meeting your idols, sometimes when you meet somebody and you like their personality, you'll give their music a chance.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I actually do like your shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny how it works both ways.
Yeah.
So the cipher that we did, man, this was a really special cipher from my perspective because it really was what I consider like a real piece of Tri-City art, like live art, because you have me who's somewhat of a vet in the underground Tri-Cities Northwest scene, 20 plus years doing this shit. You got Roque who comes from the lineage of like Seeing Sounds, which has like Guthi and Research Group and like a lot of people that I make music with in Tri-Cities. His cousins Roel, and then you have Chris Crazy who's associated with Roque and Loud, and then you got Loud who's like Roque's brother, and then we got Bella Mack on there too as well, which was an amazing surprise, by the way. I didn't know she was going to be on it. I kind of had a hint because I did see her showing her verse off, and it was over the beat that we were rapping over about a month or so ago or 2 months ago. So I was like, okay, see, Misdameanor, he does take a risk, but then he also puts that wild card in there to make sure that we get the push that we need. So when it came to putting this thing together, did you knew you wanted to do something to help out like like lyrical rappers or backpack
Yeah,
rappers, so to speak,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
What was the thought process behind that? Was it just as simple as that?
Yeah, because I know you've asked a couple times, let me know about the next cipher, and then I met Roque at Emerald of Siams, and he was a cool guy. And I was like, yeah, man, I'll give you guys a chance. Let me just maybe let me just make a beat that's more on your guys' kind of
type
genre.
of time.
Yeah. Because I wanted to put you guys on, but I felt like maybe you wouldn't match that beat or whatever. Right. So I was like, you know what? Let me just try a different type of beat, because
I think you did good.
Yeah. So, and then Josiah Davis has messaged me today. I was like, shoot, man. I was like, I should put you on that one.
That would have been cool.
Yeah. But I've never met him or nothing, so I didn't think about him, so but I've met his dad, and so I know that's how I know him.
And he's got a whole legion of supporters too, of all ages. He'd be a cool one to build a cipher around in the future.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the dude, he's tapped online. I mean, on TikTok, and where all the kids are at, they know where he's at.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. I'll have to get him on another one then.
And as far as talent goes, he's talented as the day is long. You know what I mean? Like, his dad is one of the OGs out here as far as like lyrical, good rap. Chris Davis, and then he's just a product. Like, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree when it comes to that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's really cool, man. Even when I first heard the instrumental for it, I was like, holy shit, this doesn't even sound like it sounds like elements that Misdemeanor would use, but not in this way.
Yeah.
So when I was listening to it, I was like, okay, this is the one I definitely got to rap to, because you had presented another beat too as well.
Yeah. I wish I had one or two more artists too, but on there. But yeah, it's okay. There'll be more.
Yep, and I think it was perfect, man. You have 4 on there. It's just long enough for everybody to get their shit off on. Okay, so I know this might be a little bit taboo because you are the creator of it, but do you have a favorite verse?
On this last one, honestly, I was just thinking that I always think, like, I wonder what's my favorite verse. I think for this one, it's hard to say because I feel like everybody did a really good job.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's on different ciphers, I might be like, man, I wish you would have tried a little harder, or something like that. But no, this one I feel like everybody did a good job.
This one has really cool moments.
Yeah. Like, at first I was like, when I heard your verse, I was like, the lyrical, spiritual, whatever, I was like, what the heck is he talking about? But I put it together and I was like, oh yeah, it sounds good.
Yep. Yeah. See, I knew how it's funny because I knew how everybody was gonna come already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, how am I gonna stand out when everybody is very talented, very lyrical in their own sense, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna talk about the world. I'm gonna talk about what's going on right now. I'm gonna go from Tri-Cities to Iran and bring it right back to, you know what I mean? So I'm talking about drones, I'm talking about bunkers, I'm talking about missiles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just so happens to be that we have a president that's fucking unhinged and literally is taking over countries and removing dictators every damn month, it seems like. So but that's I was surprised that you rocked with it, because I know that you like to keep things cohesive. So when you said that I was on there, I was like, okay, let's fucking go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring the energy too. And it's funny too, because I watch it and I was like, man, I was the only one that was fucking moving through that bitch. But it's cool because for me starting it off, I get the energy, I light the spark, and then we just kind of coast through the rest of it.
Yeah, that's why I put you first too. Sometimes people think like the better ones are last or whatever. It's not always the case. It's just, I think you have to start it good to keep viewers watching.
Absolutely. Because that first one, man, that's going to determine how deep sometimes people are going to go into it.
They're like, oh shoot, hold on, this guy's cool, let me keep watching.
Or even if like this fool's trash, let me see if the next one's better. And then they end up listening to the whole fucking record. Bella Mack on there, every time she does a verse, I always think that it's like a scene stealing verse. There's just something about that girl. I don't know what it is, but she just bleeds through the pen, and the shit that she raps about just really seems like it's autobiographical in a way that maybe rappers used to do back in like the 90s and early 2000s. Do you have plans of working more closely with Bella?
Yeah, she's coming over later. So, yeah, she's cool. Yeah, she's a good friend.
So I was gonna ask you, because that's one of the relationships that I noticed. Another one is like Baby Kush.
Yeah, she's cool too.
Another one is like Lil Rose and Z, and you have like these organic relationships that you develop with artists, so they pop up again and again and again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that how you like to work? Do you like to find, people that you just vibe with and organically?
For sure.
You don't like to force things too much?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't like to like be fake around people. So if we're just not vibing, then
you don't pretend to.
Yeah,
it's like we ain't vibing. I'm not gonna pretend to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's maybe why. And honestly, I just try to be, a decent human being.
Yeah.
So I think people kind of vibe back with me, and I show love if you show me love.
One of the last things I wanted to ask you about is I noticed that you're a man of faith. You're a man who's not afraid to say that you believe in God and that you have a path that you follow. I think that's really cool, especially with how deep you are in the music industry and how there's like a trope that if you're in the music industry, you have to sell your soul or you have to compromise yourself.
Right.
That's not true, is it?
No,
you don't have to compromise yourself at all.
No, not at all. No, yeah. I know. Satan was a beautiful singer, like a musician. So that's why music is, you sell your soul and you can make millions and do all this and that.
Right.
But there's different ways of doing it. You don't have to do that. Yeah.
You don't have to like change who you are. Yeah, and this is important for my young listeners too, because a lot of them think like, oh man, I got to get tattoos on my face or I got to do some extra shit. But you're somebody who is you're pretty clean cut as far as things go. A businessman, a believer in Christ, a father, a lot of wholesomeness. And also too, you're over here working with some of the biggest up and coming names in the Northwest or on the West Coast, like your homie out in Seattle, that I've been trying to listen to some of his records. The one who's locked up.
Oh,
his name is
Mr. Payaso.
Yeah, yes. Well, he's from Seattle, right?
Yeah, he's from Seattle.
For that style of music coming from Seattle, is that a newer thing?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know what sucks though is that I feel like, I don't know if it's like this for everybody else, but like in that kind of gangster rap, the California gangsters don't really rock with him because he's from Seattle, and they're like, oh man, well,
right?
Who's his enemy? The rain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
does he get kind of like? That's funny. Does he get kind of like the shit that King Lil G used to get, because King Lil G was rapping over trap beats and shit like that? Does he kind of get that kind of vibe?
I feel like it's because he's not from Cali, and he kind of has that like Cali look supposedly, and people were like, what?
They don't respect it because it's like a new terrain, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't know if they think just Seattle's just super sweet and
soft.
So that, but yeah, I feel like that's one thing we need to have more love, and that's why I'm trying to put on more for Washington too, because of that. Because I'm from Cali, so I know how it is, out there. So. But yeah, I feel like if he was from Cali, he'd blow up 10 times more. But he gets a lot of respect though, because he earned his street credit. But as far as where he's from in Seattle, they don't.
Well, just off the strength of his talent, he's developed already a big following, right?
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of fans for sure. Yeah, he's shout out to him, because he's one of the reasons too why a lot of people know my name too. Yeah, because they hear my tag and they're like,
you guys are associated.
Yeah.
One of the last artists I want to talk about too is your homie Lunatic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his videos, he's got real star appeal, man. When I watch a video, I end up watching it longer because the way that he performs and his whole vibe and everything. Is that another one of the artists that you put a lot of effort into?
Yeah, we're working together. Actually going to LA with him and trying to network out there. Yeah,
very cool.
Yeah, I'm taking him out there, trying to get Washington more out there, and trying to get California, Washington,
absolutely
love,
No, absolutely, and you're the type of dude who will open eyes to like what's really going on out here, because like you said, a lot of people don't realize that Seattle has like a pretty hardcore underbelly. You know, they got a lot of shit going on off the mainstream radar, so to speak. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I mean, I even realized it too when I was on tour with Illuminati back in 2015. We were doing some shows over there in Seattle and Tacoma, and I didn't realize that there was a big Seattle Bay Area thing. But the artists that were performing out there that were from Seattle, they had like a Bay Area sound to them. And then I realized, like, okay, so what we believe to be Seattle rap or hip hop is just one story, but there's a lot of stuff going on underneath too as well on an underground level. And you're helping to bring that out. I feel like I'm the same kind of character like you, because I'm bringing a lot of attention to what's going on and what people think is like the farmlands. You know what I mean? People will say that the Tri-Cities is a desert and a farm and shit like that, but we have some of the best rappers in the entire Northwest, maybe even the West Coast out here. I mean, Firing Squad's out here, you know what I mean?
Right.
Karma's out here, me, you know. I had to throw myself in that. But
even with the shows too, everybody would be like, "Oh, what? That person's not coming here. Mike Sherm's not coming here. Trust me." Like,
and then boom.
What do you mean? Why not? They'll go anywhere you pay them. But what the heck is wrong with Tri-Cities? You know,
it just shows you that people don't know how to get shit done, right? So they can't fathom what it would take in order for that to happen.
Yeah, I know.
Like even Mexican OT coming to the convention center.
Yeah,
it's like if you are in that world, you can see the logistics of how to put that together.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out my boy LaFonte Joe. He's
killing it.
Yeah, he's one of my promoting partners too. So.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, he's been around. That name's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, man. We're gonna keep this one short. We're gonna wrap it up because we do got some things that we gotta take care of. But where can people find your music? What can they look for in the next couple months?
Just anywhere. Just I try to be consistent with my name and profile picture. It's always Misdameanor, Misdameanor on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, just I think YouTube. I do a lot of more music videos and open mic sessions and stuff. So yeah, definitely subscribe to the YouTube.
Very cool, very cool. And you got the shows coming up too, right?
Yeah, I got the Alondra and Benny this month, and then I got Peso, which was super highly asked for, so that's why I brought him. Or bringing him. That one's in April 17th.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Some exciting things to look forward to. You know, I'm going to be tapped in. I'm going to be watching and translating what I see from my audience and for the rest of the world, man. Thank you for making time for this, and I truly appreciate everything that you've done for us in the Tri-Cities, and also what you've done for me personally, and looking forward to working with you on many different things in the future, man.
Yeah.
Once again, thanks again for being on the podcast, man. One love.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate you.